I have her on here. All right, issues, filing in.
Okay, did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes?
Did, yes.
Okay, does anybody have any problems with the minutes?
None.
Nope. Look good.
Motion
Alexis,
to approve.
hold on. Alexis, can you ask Roberta that?
Yep. I'm asking her right now.
Thank you for doing that. Alexis, you get an answer?
Yep, I'm on the phone with her right now, and she approves.
Okay, thank you. So that's 4-0 for approval of minutes.
They could probably hear you right now.
I can hear you, Roberta.
What's snow
So Roberta, so you know, we did roll call and approval of minutes. And we were on to old business.
Sit over here.
You have an update on Adopt-A-Spot?
So yes, I actually do, and want to bring something to the committee. I had an interested individual contact the committee. Lois had sent me an email and asked that I reach out to this individual. This person wants the site that was previously active, but since taken off of the availability list, and that would be the top of Fairview. The reason being, for sentimental reasons why the person was interested in that spot. Apparently it was the site of an accident, and that was fatal, and they want it as somewhat of a memorial site, and they want to maintain that island. Now, I know we took it off the list because it was inactive, and I think we were also questioning the accessibility to the area, as well as if it was indeed town-owned property. So I know that if we're going to reconsider, that we do need to look into those things.
Is this the same family that had it there before?
I believe it was the same group of friends that had it there before, but it was inactive. They would like to now reinstate it, and I think a different individual wants to now maintain it, but I think they're all kind of associated with one another. Yes.
Okay. I have no problem with it if they're going to take care of it. The last time it got really overgrown, and then we started getting complaints about it. So
It's true, and that's the top of Fairview, Tim, and that's the very small island. I think it would be relatively easy to maintain, but I know that we talked about accessibility, since you do have to cross the road to get there. But my thought is that we're not, this isn't a scout troop or children that will be maintaining the area. So I was a bit more comfortable bringing it to the committee since an adult was asking. But I'm just not sure if it is indeed town owned. It must have been if it was in use prior, correct?
yes.
Okay. So I'm not sure how the committee would feel about that. Maybe we can have some input from DPW on the safety of that area, because I know it's really close to Enfield Street. But I told the individual I would, bring it forward, and I do support the reason why they want to have that location.
I support that too. I remember that happening. I think if they do any planting or anything there, that it should stay lower to the ground. And hopefully they'll definitely maintain it this time.
Yes, I did make that clear and make it known why, it was taken off, that they do need to maintain the site. So I did make that clear, and I will reiterate that if we will approve.
Ken, do you know anything about that? If it could still be used?
I don't see why it can't be used. As you said, Tim, low growth items for sightline issues. And as you said, it did turn into a mess, but somebody wants to take it over, and if they abandon it, we can always come in there and knock it down. But we have no problem with it at DPW.
Okay,
Do you have anything on it?
I'm sorry, Tim, would you repeat?
I asked if Darren had any opinions.
No, I don't have any concern if it's the same group. Hopefully they'll keep it up this time. But I don't have a concern with them using the spot. It's got value to them.
Okay, and Alexis, can you ask Roberta?
I just hung up with her. Let me text her.
And Deb, have they submitted an application?
Not yet. This was an initial reach out, but that would be the next step.
Do we still have the sign there, or do we take it down?
I'm not quite sure if the sign was even there when I came on board. I recall that the site was referenced, but I do not recall that there was a sign. So I don't know if it was damaged and maybe subsequently taken down. Not sure.
Okay.
That was one of the signs that was taken down by, I think the secretary we had before Lois, or the assistant before we had Lois.
Okay.
I think she went out and actually took out the sign herself.
Well, I'm sure that they would want a reprinting of the sign, and an update on it, since it does go back a bit. They do get faded, and I'm not even sure if this individual wants to change any of the wording. At this point, I'm sure we don't still have the sign, but I'm quite confident that he would want to update it.
Roberta said she doesn't have any issues reinstating the adaptive spot in Fairview.
I guess, should we vote for it now or wait till they submit the application, and as long as they agree to what we asked?
We might want, I don't know, just my thought, Tim, is that we might want to vote on it now to initiate the application, since the site had been previously closed. Just my thought.
Okay, so if somebody could make a motion to have that site reinstated to that party, and under the conditions that it's maintained and anything that they plan is actually within the guidelines of staying low to the ground.
I can make that motion, Tim, to reinstate the site at the top of Fairview, intersecting Enfield Street, to an interested individual, with the stipulation that it be maintained.
Anybody want a second?
Second.
Okay, Alexis, can you check with Roberta?
Yep. Yep, and she said yes. She's an aye.
Okay, so that's 4 yeses. Deb, do you have additional adopt a spot info or questions?
I do not. That has been the only activity since, it's not growing season, so that does make sense. I think that, anytime we receive a phone call and we have people coming forward to express is a really good thing for the, committee and really for the town. So, that's it for now. And if this site becomes active, then it will become, now 16 active sites.
And so last month, we talked about the Girl Scouts and Triano Oil. So those two are taken care of already too?
Yes, those two sites are all set. I know that it's difficult to communicate with Roberta at this point. Roberta was to follow up on 2 other sites that were questionable if the parties wanted to continue. I'm not sure if we want to perhaps table that until Roberta can actually take part in a conversation.
We can do that.
All right.
Okay, so that covers adopt a spot. Let's go on to clean sweep, Darren.
There's not really any update. I think our position, I think what we talked about last time is, we're sort of on a holding pattern until we see what the world looks like in the spring, or at least late winter, what the environment is. So I think we're kind of just on hold, waiting to see.
Sounds good. Does anybody else have anything to say about it?
I think we talked about a little bit, if it's something that happens and we still got all this going on and they're looking for, like, say, small groups of, families, 3 or 4, we would assist in going around picking, up individual spots throughout it just to make it happen. That'll help.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Sensing none. Let's move on to the budget. Ken, can you just go over what you emailed me concerning Jack?
I emailed you some false information, Tim, and I do apologize for that. The flag budget was actually set at $750, not $1,500. Excuse me. The budget was, like I said, slated for $750. Out of the budget, this year so far, the only money that was taken out was for the garden club, the 2,000, for the expenses, the $8,000 expenses. So there's $6,000 in there. So I know Jack was looking for additional $1,000. If that's something you guys want to do. He had a lot of flag replacement and flag pole replacement. So, but that's your guys' call. Like I said, the money is there.
Would it be? Is he asking for additional 1,000, or does he want to get it to 1,000? Did he know he had the 750?
He's looking for an additional 1,000. He has a small budget, most of it's spent, but any money that we put into his budget, if there's anything left over, it stays in there. It doesn't go away like it would with the beautification budget or any town department. So he's actually got an order. He's looking at it's almost $2,000 order, and I believe he's got somewhere between $800 and $900 in his budget right now. This is not counting the $750 that he was slated for. So I think that's why he was looking for some additional funds.
This is for flag replacement, basically?
Yeah, it's for flag replacement and flag poles, the wooden poles that the flags hang on, and just the normal, because they're up to close to 350 flags when we put them out throughout town, because we're Enfield Street, North Main, we're a lot on Hazard Avenue now, Elm Street. So it's expanded over the last few years. So there's a lot of flags out there.
It looks great. I love it. I never want to see a flag up that's faded or torn or ripped. I think I've said that before. I doubt we're going to be able to meet for a while where we can actually sit down and come up with our, a next big project there. So I don't have a problem putting that forward. Does anybody have a problem with that?
No, I would be in favor of it as well. We've always supported the flag program. I mean, back when Jack was part of the committee, so I'm in favor of supporting it going forward. Quick question though, did the map stand, those projects went in last year's budget?
They did,
They did, okay.
yes.
And Roberta said she definitely approves.
Okay, hey, Deb, do you have any comments?
No, I definitely approve. I think it's a worthwhile initiative. I'm in favor.
Okay, so let's make a motion to give Jack an additional $1,000 on top of the 750 that we already budgeted. I think that's, unless Ken, is there anything else I need to add into that?
No, that should be good, Tim. That would be great. You know, I know Jack would appreciate it.
Okay. So if somebody could make a motion on that.
I'll move that we give $1,000 to the flag program.
And I will second that.
And Roberta has already said yes, so that's passed 4-0. Please thank Jack for us. He's been doing this a long time. Goes out there with everybody. I just think it's amazing. So
He definitely puts a lot of effort and time into it, you know, without a whole lot of help. We support him every way we can, and I'm sure he appreciates everything you guys can do for him.
absolutely. Is there anything else we should talk about concerning the budget?
Tim, I had one thing, and actually Jack gave me this. It's not something that he's actually pushing forward. I don't know if you've heard anything about, there's been some talk about some banners for salute our veterans, for fallen veterans that, you know, passed away while serving for the country. I don't know, have you heard anything on this?
I've seen some talk of it. Are they going to have to submit something to the town manager?
Yeah, it has to go through council and something, and then I think they're looking, if this goes forward, to be hanging these like on the light banner, the light poles, the decorative light poles, like say in Hazardville. It's kind of like similar to the banners they have hanging right by on North Main by Route 5. They, you know, hang up there on those light poles, the 5 or 6 light poles. You know, Jack does have some concerns with this too, because he doesn't know how long these banners will last, how long they'll be put up for, and they're on the expensive side. But I mean, it's a great idea. I'm just not sure where this is going, but just something to put in the back of your mind.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to need to know more there.
Yes, sir.
And that would probably be second. That would be separate from his flag, you know, the
Oh,
parade
correct. Yes.
flag. So
Yeah.
we can go forward as we get more information.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Does anybody have anything else about the budget before I move on to the garden club?
When does the next year's budget need to be submitted? Do you know?
I think it's in January.
Well, yeah, the process starts after the first of the year, and we've been fortunate enough to last couple of years able to keep the same budget. Money has to be spent by June 30th, so you have some time from this year's budget.
Okay. Anything else about the budget? Anybody? All right. Sensing
Tim,
Yep.
I would just like to add that all of us on the committee perhaps should be really active in thinking about how we want our monies used to beautify the area. I know that we will discuss with more information the potential to have banners. You know, the money go toward the banners, but we do have other funds available. So I would encourage all of us to really think about that and bring ideas to the next committee.
I agree. You know, we don't meet in January. So our next meeting is February. and then I think we're all set with clean sweep because we ordered shirts last year. But we've been trying to order more, the year in advance. So, I mean, February's meeting, we'll have to cover that. And we need to get somebody in from the garden club, because I think last meeting we talked about having someone come in to talk. I'm not sure what my notes here read.
Yeah, I think that was on the Suffield to Enfield entrance.
Oh, that's right, the sign.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we could get somebody from the garden club where we could talk about it. Obviously, they're not going to be able to go out there, right now during the winter, depending on the snow. But to see if they're interested in picking up that spot. So, Alexis, could you ask Roberta, or I'm not sure who was the person that was bringing in the garden club. Is that Carolyn that does that?
I believe so, but I don't know who was contacting her. I can ask Roberta.
Okay. Maybe you can ask her at the same time if she thinks we could get one of them to call in or to join the meeting next time.
Yep. Okay, I just asked her if she could contact the garden club to join the next meeting. And she said sure.
Okay. I think that covers garden club, but let me just check. Does anybody have anything else?
I do not.
Okay. How about you, Deb?
Nope,
Okay.
I'm good.
Ken, last meeting I brought up that flagpole at Enfield Street Cemetery. Did anybody actually get to take a look?
Tim, I did take a look at it. The flagpole itself is on the property. It's the Purple Heart Museum still owns that property. So it's kind of like a private flagpole. I don't have any contact with them. Like I said, it isn't on town land. Is on their property.
Oh, okay.
So to get it moved, it could be an issue.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be worth, even if they, I mean, it's not the best spot over there, but I mean, if they wanted to keep it there, maybe they could put up a flag.
Yeah, if they put up a flag, it has to, it's supposed to be, light on it.
Oh. I got you.
That whole thing kind of fell apart, which is a shame, but
right.
I'm not even sure who to contact. I could look into it, seeing if there is any contact, but it's kind of like wasteland back there now, as you probably well know if you've taken a walk back there.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of veterans from Enfield that are buried in that cemetery. So
yes,
I mean, with the flagpole being there, if we could end up talking to the owner about, maybe they would want to put up something for lights and flags, and maybe we could do the same. It's just a shame to have that pole sitting there not being used.
They sell solar lights that you can stick on flagpoles to keep the flag lit, just to be compliant with that. It's got to be lit all the time. I mean, maybe we could use some of our dollars for that if we decided, but yeah.
Well, Ken, I know we got a storm tomorrow, so no rush, but if you could try to reach out to them to see what they want to do with that.
Yeah, let me see what I can do for, finding contact information, Tim, just to see, I'll have to do some research, but it's something I can look into. And as Darren said, a solar light on that would not be too expensive.
No. Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks, Ken.
All right.
Does anybody have new business? Sensing none. During this new business, I'd like to bring up, we haven't heard from several members. Would that be Lois that would have to write them? Ken, I don't know if you know that. Or...
I do not, but I can, I can talk to Lois and find out, how to go about writing them, seeing if they still have interest or they want to be removed.
Yeah, because I think Carolyn wants to be involved. There's a couple other members that haven't responded to any emails or texts. So I would just like, if we have to notify them that they're off so we can get more people or however we can do that.
Yeah, let me talk to Lois, Tim, on that. I believe is it a council? Council has to vote on you guys for members, if I'm correct? Okay.
I know it's supposed to be 2-year appointments, but there must be something written up about absenteeism or lack of context, something.
Yeah, let's see.
I didn't hear you, Alexis.
Oh, sorry. I thought, didn't we create bylaws a few years ago that included
We did.
that?
Yeah.
I just don't recall if we put in something there about removal of people in the event that they're not actually taking part. So maybe that's a question we could ask one of the town liaisons or somebody, I don't know.
Let me see what I can find out, Tim, on that.
Okay. Does anybody have anything miscellaneous to bring up? Nothing. Okay. Well, I want to wish everybody happy holidays and the best wishes for hopefully a much healthier and happier new year. And I want to thank everybody that does actually put the effort in and calls in and responds to emails and whatnot. I appreciate it very much.
Hey, real quick under miscellaneous.
Yeah.
So we gave 2,000 to Garden Club and we just approved 1,000 for Jack. So that leaves us with how much to sort of contemplate new projects for the new year?
Well, we usually appropriate 1,000 for clean sweep. Recording fees are usually around 1,000. The Garden Club gets 2,000. We gave Jack 750 and then another 1,000. So 2,
5,750.
Yes, that's what I have.
And we had 7,500.
Right.
Okay.
No, 8.
No? 8.
Yeah. Okay. So, Tim, what I have is miscellaneous expenditures is $8,000. Originally $750 for the flags. You did an additional 1,000. 2,000 to the gardening club that's been given out. And if you do it 1,000 for clean sweep, so that should leave
That's
you.
always, we just estimate that, Ken. 'Cause
Yeah.
We don't know how many shirts or if
Okay.
we're going to supply
All right,
water.
so anyways, Tim, so this going back, so what has been spent is 2,000. It's going to be the 1,750 for Jack. So you guys will have $4,250 left. If you minus some of the clean sweep from that or however you do it, but that's what you have left.
Are Alexis's recording fees still
That's,
coming?
no, that does not come out of that. That's a separate
Oh, okay.
expenditure. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
So like I say, right now, without clean sweep, it's $4,250.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
I do not.
Deb?
Well, I don't. I looked in my file here and I do see the bylaws, but I'm not even sure if they are the most recent. If they are, I do not see any reference to anything specific with membership, other than resignation from the board shall be in written form and transmitted to the liaison, who will then forward same to the town clerk of the community. I don't see any reference, and I'm just looking quickly to inactive members. So we will want to follow up on that.
Okay, I gotta go see Lois next Monday or Tuesday to sign the minutes from the last meeting and this one, if they're done by then. And I'll ask her what she's found out by then. As far as asking people if they intend to take part, and we'll go from there, I guess.
Right, I think that's a reasonable first step, yes.
Okay. Okay, well, if we don't have anything else, somebody can make a motion to adjourn.
Well, with so few of us, it's always us here making the motions, Darren, you. Either
You
of us.
make it and I'll second.
All right, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right.
Roberta's in favor.
Okay. All right, everybody, stay safe.